A surprising twist has rocked the world of reality TV, a fallout between Kirk Frost and young Jock, two personalities fans believed were inseparable. Their once solid friendship has now been shattered, catching everyone off guard. No one expected this, but the tension that had been quietly brewing between them finally exploded in a dramatic and public clash. What initially seemed like a harmless disagreement escalated into a fiery confrontation that stunned both fans and the entertainment scene. The whole thing happened during a high-profile industry gathering, where what should have been a casual chat turned into a fierce argument. Harsh words were exchanged, tempers flared, and before long, things turned physical, shocking everyone in attendance. Now people are left wondering, what triggered this unexpected fight? And what does this fallout mean for their personal relationship and future careers? Social media has been buzzing non-stop as fans struggle to make sense of what happened. Could this really be the end of a friendship that many thought was unbreakable? How did things spiral so far out of control between Kirk Frost and young Jock? Digging deeper reveals a more complex story than most realize. For years, Kirk and Jock have been leading figures in reality television, admired for their tight-knit friendship that was grounded in mutual trust and countless shared memories. But a small misunderstanding during filming ended up spiraling into one of the biggest scandals in recent memory. The drama began at what was supposed to be a cheerful, relaxed event, a break from the chaos of shooting. No one anticipated the storm that was brewing. Kirk, already under heavy stress from personal and professional struggles, was showing signs of being overwhelmed. He had been facing harsh media criticism, some of it connected to his public relationship with Rashida, and some due to ongoing drama in his work life. Meanwhile, young Jock, known for being charming but occasionally reckless, had been open about his own challenges in the industry. During the event, a casual remark from Jock about Kirk's career direction struck a nerve. He questioned why Kirk was still focusing on reality TV instead of exploring more traditional paths, a comment that, while mild on the surface, deeply affected Kirk. Already dealing with self-doubt, Kirk took the comment personally and felt that Jock was belittling his choices. That sparked a heated verbal clash. Kirk accused Jock of trying to bring him down, and Jock, feeling unjustly attacked, refused to stay silent. The confrontation quickly escalated as both men hurled insults, leading to a situation that spun out of control. In the beginning, no one imagined the disagreement would spiral out of control, let alone turn violent. But as both Kirk and Jock grew increasingly heated, it became obvious that the situation was quickly getting out of hand. What began as a simple argument escalated rapidly into a full-on clash, and before anyone could step in, the two were physically attacking each other. Cameras that had been rolling during the event caught the shocking moment when Kirk suddenly shoved Jock, causing him to crash into a nearby table. Onlookers were stunned, some even stepping back in shock, as the long-standing image of their friendship seemed to collapse right before their eyes. The confrontation didn't stop there. Punches were thrown, and both men let their anger take full control. Security rushed over to separate them, but by then, the damage had already been done. From the moment the fight ended, it was clear things had changed forever between them. Fans who had always loved their on-screen chemistry were left speechless, unable to understand how two close friends could go from laughing together to full-blown violence in an instant. But the chaos didn't end with the fight itself. What followed took the drama to a whole new level. In the days after the incident, rumors began spreading rapidly, with people speculating about what really sparked the clash. While many thought it was just about a disagreement over career paths, those closer to the situation hinted that the problem had much deeper roots. According to inside sources, tension between the two had been building for months. Apparently, this wasn't a sudden blow-up. Signs of friction had shown up even during earlier filming sessions. Some claimed personal problems, especially involving family matters, were adding more fuel to the fire. One particularly explosive rumor involved a secret business deal that Kirk had allegedly kept hidden from everyone, including Jock. This deal, which some described as a major career move for Kirk, was said to be the final breaking point in their friendship. When Jock found out about it, he reportedly felt deeply betrayed, especially since he had always supported Kirk. Already dealing with a strained relationship, this revelation shattered what little trust was left. Kirk, on the other hand, was angry about how the fight was being talked about publicly. He later posted a cryptic message on social media that read, "Some people can't stand your success and will try to drag you down when you're winning." Fans were quick to assume this message was aimed at Jock, and Jock didn't hold back either. Not long after, he posted an emotional video, clearly upset, where he spoke directly about the incident. In the video, he said, "I've always had his back, but that fight was never just about one moment." It was a clear sign that things between the two had gone far deeper than what anyone saw on the surface. This isn't just about careers. There's much more going on, and Kirk knows that, Jock expressed emotionally. "He let his pride take over, choosing ego instead of the friendship we built. That's something I can't just move past." This public clash only added more fuel to the fire. Supporters of both men quickly split into opposing camps. Some stood by Kirk, arguing that he was under intense pressure and didn't deserve the backlash, while others rallied behind Jock, claiming Kirk's success had changed him and made him forget the people who helped him along the way. The division among fans was obvious. Heated debates erupted across social media, with followers passionately defending their favorite. But the drama wasn't limited to just online talk. It began affecting their personal circles too. Rashida, Kirk's wife, was reportedly heartbroken over the fallout. It wasn't just the broken friendship that upset her, but the fact that things had escalated so far. She had always tried to keep Kirk grounded, but she knew the pressure of fame and constant public scrutiny was wearing him down. Now, this public incident risked destroying everything they had worked for as a family. On Jock's side, his close friends and relatives also had mixed emotions. Some were disappointed in how quickly he went public with the situation, believing he should have handled it privately rather than airing it out for the world to see. As the dust settled, both Kirk and Jock attempted to do damage control. They gave interviews and appeared on talk shows, each trying to share their perspective and explain what had gone wrong. But despite their efforts, it was clear that the damage was already done. The trust that once held their friendship together was now broken. No matter how much they talked about it, nothing could erase the pain and betrayal they felt. As time passed, it became more and more obvious that their bond had been permanently fractured. They were no longer seen together publicly, and even their interactions on social media became rare or non-existent. What once looked like a deep, authentic connection had now turned into a bitter standoff, and fans were left wondering if reconciliation was even possible. In the weeks following the fight, headlines continued to be dominated by the fallout. New personal details about both Kirk and Jock's lives kept emerging, painting an even more complicated picture. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping part of it all was realizing that what the world initially saw as just a minor disagreement had actually exposed deep, unresolved issues between the two. These problems had clearly been there for a while, but neither had dealt with them, not until it was too late. As the media frenzy around the Kirk Frost and young Jock fallout continued to spiral, the tension between them only grew. Fans who once admired their strong, seemingly unbreakable friendship were left confused, questioning everything they had once believed about the duo. Beyond the headlines, both men's personal lives were unraveling in ways no one had expected. And now, the impact of their very public fallout was bleeding far beyond just their careers. It was hitting every corner of their lives. The aftermath of the explosive fight between Kirk and Jock began to affect not only their careers and reputations, but also their families, and in ways that felt almost impossible to fix. In the days that followed, both men made efforts to salvage their public image, but those attempts were quickly overshadowed by rising speculation about what had truly driven them apart. Initially, the media blamed their falling out on professional differences. But soon, whispers of more personal and deep-rooted issues began surfacing. It didn't take long for people to realize that the altercation wasn't just about business. It was the result of years of unspoken tension, unresolved resentment, and lingering personal grievances. As rumors gained momentum, an insider with close ties to both men came forward with shocking revelations that had never been made public before. According to this source, the friendship between Kirk and Jock had been slowly deteriorating for quite some time, and it wasn't just about jealousy or conflicting career paths. The real source of the strain stemmed from their personal lives, particularly the way they perceived and judged each other's relationships. Kirk had been navigating the ups and downs of his marriage with Rashida, while Jock was dealing with his own romantic complications. These differing experiences began to create distance between them. A key moment that intensified the rift was an earlier argument about how women influenced their lives. Jock, known for his open and often flashy approach to relationships, contrasted sharply with Kirk, who had become more reserved and focused on protecting his family. Tension reached a boiling point when Jock joked that Kirk was being overly controlled by Rashida. What may have sounded like a casual dig hit Kirk in a personal and painful place. He had worked hard to maintain his family life amid public scrutiny, and the comment felt like an attack on his loyalty and values. But the issue wasn't just the insult. It was a sign of a long-simmering rivalry that had never been openly discussed. Though subtle, the competition between Kirk and Jock had always existed. They had both built their fame in the same world, but through different paths. Kirk became known for his role in reality TV centered around his family, while Jock had made his name through music. Their ongoing efforts to one-up each other had quietly shaped their dynamic for years. At its core, it wasn't just about fame, it was about pride. And once that pride was bruised, there was no easy way back. As fans began to hear more about this hidden feud, opinions split. Some felt Kirk's sensitive ego was to blame for overreacting, while others believed Jock's constant need for validation and attention finally pushed Kirk to his limit. As is often the case in these situations, the truth likely lies somewhere in the middle. Both men had played a part in the breakdown of their friendship, and the fight was just the final spark after years of tension left unresolved. Things escalated even further when both Kirk and Jock started making statements about the incident. Yet neither was willing to fully own up to their part. In his interviews, Kirk minimized the physical nature of the altercation, describing it as a moment of poor judgment and pointing to outside pressures that had placed strain on their bond. With so much at risk, from their careers to their personal legacies, the big question now is whether a reconciliation is even possible. Could Kirk and Jock eventually rebuild what they lost? Or is this fight the breaking point that ends their friendship for good? We want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe they can make peace, or is this feud beyond repair? Be sure to hit that like button if you're following this wild saga, and subscribe to stay updated on all the latest developments about Kirk, Jock, and your favorite reality stars. Because trust us, the drama isn't over. There's still more to come, and we'll keep you posted every step of the way.